The new face of the league has suffered a tough battle to become the deserved NBA champion and Finals MVP of 2021. Dealing with personal and professional blows over the last 5 years, a man who dunks at will but couldn't quite finish a Finals has finally got his just rewards. It's been a long and illustrious road for the 26-year-old. Here are 7 times Giannis Antetokounmpo did the unthinkable. Be sure to click the subscribe button and check out the links in the description for more latest hoops content. Number 7. The alley-oop dunk in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. 37 seconds on the clock, and it's Bucks ball. They give it to Jrue Holiday, who misses at the buzzer. Devin Booker picks up the ball with plenty of shot time and 28 seconds on the clock. The Suns fans are on their feet as the series is deadlocked and the score is only 120 to 119 to the Bucks. Booker so far has been impressive in the finish, so who better to close out another home game and give the Suns a lead going into a Game 6 trip to Milwaukee? Deciding not to call their timeout, Phoenix banks on Booker, who drives to the basket and inexplicably gets stripped by the very man who missed the previous shot in Jrue Holiday. Holiday marches down the floor, and who comes steaming around the outside? None other than Giannis Antetokounmpo, in what will be one of the most memorable moments of both their basketball careers. Holiday alley-oops a Giannis dunk, which sets the bench to their feet, and to add insult to injury causes Chris Paul to make a foul that signals the end of a game the Suns really should have won. With Game 5 in the bag, Giannis and the Bucks went on to Game 6 glory, claiming the first NBA title. The impact of this moment instantly created a classic dunk because of its timing and importance. In years to come, when they replay this Finals, that dunk will be the top of the highlights list for a number of reasons. First, it's a turning point in the series as they were locked at 2-2. Second, it's the dying seconds of the game. Third, it's the star of the Bucks putting an exclamation point on the power which he possesses, which mentally messes with the opposition, hence Chris Paul's sharp reaction to give away the foul. Every aspect of this play is a story that writes itself.
Giannis on the alley-oop! What a turnaround!
Number 6. The hang-time double pump layup over Andre Drummond. 2 years ago, Giannis showed off a skill which allowed him to step out of his defined dunk image and display his full array of talents. The Milwaukee Bucks came into a 2019 postseason ready to do damage following an incredible 60-game win year, as it was a team that boasted just a half-decent roster and some good defenders. Giannis had come in hot with a 27.7 points per game average, but it was his highlight reel that was drawing everyone's attention. In what ended as a clean sweep of the Detroit Pistons in the first round of these 2019 playoffs, Giannis did the incredible. He stepped in for a dunk over 6'10" Andre Drummond, but instead offered a double pump layup with a hang time that you could set your watch to. Not only that, but he got the foul, which offered a chance for Drummond to spare his blushes by pretending to call out the ref. Staring at defeat, this was something to behold as the Pistons fans caught their breath, recognizing that their brief run was to be short-lived because of such artistry that would ultimately affect the outcome. Here was a finesse that left not only the commentators in awe, but fans around the stadium open-mouthed, questioning what they just witnessed and how it could possibly have happened. Number 5. When Giannis walked out of the post-playoff press conference. After a hard-fought 6-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Toronto Raptors, the Bucks suffered a devastating loss. Following a regular season with the best record in the NBA, the Bucks were 2 games up, and with Giannis, they looked set for a showdown in the finals with the Golden State Warriors. They proceeded to lose 4 in a row to a Toronto team that simply switched one player, Kawhi, to guard Giannis. The effect this had on Antetokounmpo mentally was astronomical, leading to a Game 3 ejection, a few airballs, and some sharp lessons. After the final game loss, Giannis and Chris Middleton naturally had to do a post-game interview. Initially, they handled the questions with poise until Malika Andrews from ESPN asked a valid question. Middleton was left stunned when Giannis simply stood up and strolled out of the press conference immediately after the question. Rumor has it that Antetokounmpo was disappointed because Andrew wrote an article implying Giannis might leave Milwaukee if the Bucks did not make changes to help win the title before his free agency, which was due in 2021. And so with the star player gone and plenty of questions to be answered, Middleton took a moment to conjure up a response to a question about whether the lack of experience hindered the Bucks in their pursuit of the championship in what was an incredible 2019 Eastern Conference Final Series. Number 4. When Giannis dunked over Tim Hardaway Jr. Before Giannis was a contender, he was playing for power in a regular season game against the struggling Knicks. The one dunk everyone talks about appeared so casual that provider Chris Middleton and finisher Giannis Antetokounmpo simply shrugged and walked away. It was as if they knew there would be more. It was so clean that most fans called it a crime scene without a suspect. A photograph stands still in the memories of any neutral, with Giannis simply finding the space for elevation we haven't seen since the likes of a Michael Jordan dunk contest. Midway through the third quarter on a breakaway play, Chris Middleton supplied the perfect alley-oop dunk that even made John McEnroe blush. Giannis was so high that Hardaway's head simply traveled through his legs like a scene from The Matrix. Hardaway turned, but it was over before he could even draw breath. Giannis had simply caught wind and climbed high, cutting through the shooting guard, leaving almost deadly silence in the arena. No one deserves to be embarrassed. But in the name of entertainment, this dunk was well worth the price of admission.
Stolen. Here's Middleton. Giannis trailing the lob. Ooh.
Number 3. When Giannis first got emotional.
The 2019 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player goes to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
In 2019, Giannis won his first MVP award following an incredible season with the 60-game winning Bucks. But after an emotional speech, there wasn't a dry eye in the house as Giannis spoke from the heart and gave a monologue for the ages, adding authenticity we so rarely see from sports stars today. When he got to the stage, he appeared calm and confident. But soon into his acceptance speech, the gravity of the achievement hit him. He composed himself before Adam Silver started to clap to help push him through, but ultimately Giannis broke down, speaking about God and his team. The coaching staff drew a tear, and for just a moment when he spoke about being an 18-year-old back in Greece, we realized he was now a boy becoming a man. Eventually, he landed on the most emotional part of his speech, his father, who passed away just 2 years prior to that moment. Giannis touched on how he played through injury and gave it his all even when times were tough because he always thought of his father. An amazing attitude and great example to young players around the world.
My goal is to win a championship, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Thank you, guys.
Number 2. When Giannis hit the game winner in the Garden. Sometimes dunks are the most closely attached plays with a man who stands at 6'11" and has one of the most athletic builds in the business. But there's more to Giannis than big blocks and dynamic dunks. Although critics hone in on his poor shooting, Antetokounmpo has proven even early in his career that he can shoot, and in the big moments too. The Greek freak seems to love punishing New York, and 2017 appeared to be where it all began with a step-back buzzer beater for the ages. Back when the kid was only 22 years old, Giannis wound down the clock by backing into Thomas of the New York Knicks. With 7 seconds on the clock and the Knicks scrambling on defense, they made the mistake of leaving Giannis guarded by only one player. Of course, what followed was a crowd silencer as he stunned the stadium with a LeBron-like fadeaway that will be etched in the fans' memory who traveled to Madison Square Garden that night. Leaving the Knicks stunned with a 105-104 game winner, it was clear that Giannis Antetokounmpo was on his way to bigger and better things.
On the fade, it's good! At the buzzer!
Number 1. When Giannis hit 50 to win his first NBA championship. In the build-up to the 2021 NBA Finals, the Milwaukee Bucks had come through quite a playoff awakening. Following 2 incredible regular seasons topping the NBA with a record-breaking number of wins, 60 in 2019 and 56 in 2020, Giannis picked up the regular season MVP award in these back-to-back seasons. This appeared to add pressure to a young man tipped for greatness as the Bucks bowed out before even making the finals, both years losing to Toronto and Miami respectively. With the weight of individual accolades in the regular season, the media cast out the Bucks and their stars' true greatness, claiming they wanted to see it in the postseason. Fast forward to 2021. The Bucks are down 2-0 in the finals to the Phoenix Suns, and their star is fading. Giannis has hit 20 in Game 1 and a superb 42 in Game 2, but it wasn't enough to stop the Suns taking an early lead. In this position, many would assume that after 3 years as favorites, Giannis and his sidekick Chris Middleton didn't have the mettle to close out in the big moments of postseason pressure. Enter the monster. In Game 3, Giannis doubles down with 41 points and reignites the Bucks' comeback. They take Game 4 and 5 before looking to close out the championship at home. 2 years of airballed free throws and missed jump shots, and Giannis comes out in Game 6 and drops an astonishing 50 points. He adds 14 rebounds and reminds us that he can shoot from the line with 17 from 19 free throws. After a display under such scrutiny, there should be no doubt that this man has earned himself a seat at the table in a conversation that will likely have him counting rings well into his 30s. What's your favorite Giannis moment? Comment below to let us know your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe for more. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss another one of our videos. We'll see you next time, latest Hoops fans. Until then, keep shooting your shot!